Hi, this is Lindsay with Nevermore Creations. Welcome back to my channel. I have a custom flip through to share with you today. This is one of my full-size journals with an added tassel, and this is for Christina. She's ordered from me before, and she wanted one of my full-size journals because she wanted to use it actually as her journal or daily diary, and she wanted a light floral theme. So I went with this beautiful cotton fabric that I found at Goodwill in a bag full of fabrics, and I just loved how soft the florals were. And there's 3 signatures sewn in. I believe it's a 2.5-inch spine. Here's the back. I added book corners, and she wanted a tassel, so here it is. Let me see if I can show you some of the goodies hiding in here. There's beads and charms. There's a bird and some hearts and bling and beads, different things tied in there. And there's a felt purple heart with some flowers on it. And I did a closure with a really thick gauzy type ribbon, and then I stitched it on kind of like Wendy does in Wendy's Journal Adventure. I love the look of it, and I'd never tried it before, so I thought this was the perfect journal to try it with because I just felt the eyelets wouldn't work with this kind of ribbon. And I mostly used the Distressed Ink Dusty Concord throughout because I loved how the purple matched. So I loved how this looked with the purple in it. So it's mostly purples and pinks with a little bit of yellow, blue, and green. Here we go. There's 120 pages, I believe. Here's the inside, and then there's fabric pockets on the front and back. Let's get right into it. So these are supposed to be, these are from Tsunami Rose, and they're supposed to be the flowers that you cut out to decoupage, but I actually liked it as a sheet. So I did that. And then this is from Graphics Fairy with some cheesecloth and, whoops. I did flip outs for journaling, and I knew she was going to be writing in it a lot, so I wanted to make sure I left a lot of space for writing. Some book pages and all sorts of extra space. Here's a fabric flip, so you can journal underneath that. A paint chip card, country white. I backed it with some scrapbook paper. Vintage typewriting book, lots of coffee dyed paper. There's some washi. Journaling card. There's a little butterfly on that clip there. This is from a book called The English Park. And then, I found that online somewhere. I washied in this page, and here's the alphabet. Stamping. Here's a little tuck spot with an index card from Junk That Treasures. These are also, this part of the doily and this vintage Rolodex card are from Junk That Treasures. I just added some trim and a little purple jingle bell there, and I stamped on that and just added lots of little touches. You could use this as a tuck spot if you wanted to. Paper ribbon, book pages. I've been printing accidentally, actually, but on the back of some of the Tim Holtz paper, I put it in when I cut down my paper. A lot of times there's double-sided papers in my stack, and recently I've been forgetting to take it out so it goes through my printer, but I think it's actually super cool printing on that, so I left it. Here's a little Tim Holtz couple, and this says one thing that made me laugh, so it's a journal prompt. And then here's a pocket, and there's just different book pages, French and English dictionary, flowers, and a crossword page. This is from the Old Design Shop. Here's a mini fabric flip. I love this fabric too. This is Hans Christian Andersen Fairy Tales. Here's an old dictionary page, either flip or top tuck. This is from Tsunami Rose. This is from Old Design Shop. I like to make the giant postcards to journal on. And then a Tim Holtz card and a tag. I love this button. It's a little buckle. And so I made a little, out of the same fabric of the cover, I made a little ruffle and then added that belt buckle. This is a 1950s children's music book. And then this is a vintage gardening book, and I added some little Tim Holtz people, and this says, "Remember this day." More Tsunami Rose. And then this is from Calico Collage and Shirley Kit, but I made it into a tuck spot here so she could put in photos or something. There's a little collage there, and then here's a top tuck spot with a tag. I did some stamping here, and I added a heart clip, some ribbon, and here's a little coffee dyed flip. More Tsunami Rose. Here's a flip up, flip down for journaling. This is some trim from Junk That Treasures, and then another garment pin with a jingle bell. This says, "A moment I felt loved today." So that's a journal prompt, obviously. This is from Old Design Shop. And this says, "If I had 2 extra hours, I would." This is Graphics Fairy, and then one of my paper ribbons. And I let it hang off the edge kind of as a tab. Here's the final signature. See, again, I accidentally printed on the back of the paper, and I love how it came out. All right, here's a little coffee dyed flip up, and I punched a little starburst out of it. This book is the neatest glossy flower paper book I found at Goodwill. Here's a Tim Holtz, and I made it a tuck spot, and there's a little Monopoly dollar, and then I stitched on the top of that card, so they're tucked right in there. More Tsunami Rose. This says, "One thing that inspired me today." This is printed from Old Design Shop. And then a little button flower I made. There's a chipboard sticker down here. Some graph paper, and there's a little coffee dyed flip up. Some stenciling and a little book plate. This is from Digital Collage Club. I love when I get to do floral. Here's a little white rose button because I always have so many bits and pieces left over. Beautiful little sticker. So I get to use up my scraps. Here's a pretty tag with a little heart on top. Slipped in that belly band. Little chipboard button sticker. This is just a white sheet of paper folded in thirds and distressed with that Dusty Concord. And then so I got this in Happy Mail like a year ago. I don't remember from who, but it went well in this journal. This is actually like a Christmas sentiment from Old Design Shop, and since she's going to be journaling in it for about a year, I'm sure she'll come to Christmas. It's a pretty rose anyway. More Tsunami Rose. And then this tag, it's a double-sided tag, and I did 3 different stitches on the bottom, some pretty stenciling here, and I punched a starburst. So it's got some character, and then there's some yarn on that pin clip there. Here's a flip up, flip down with coffee dyed paper. A little bit of stenciling. And then the back pocket has this library card. I believe my friend Sherry gave it to me, so I'm not sure exactly where she got it from, but I love the little bird and the little flowers, so I added that in the back. And to make this cover, I used a game box, like one of the game boxes I had bought at Goodwill because I wanted the pieces in it, but it was a really sturdy cardboard, so I cut that down to make this. It is a 9x6 with a 2.5-inch spine, and it was fun to make. I liked working with purple. I'm usually more with pink, so I really enjoyed that. I hope that you enjoy this, Christina, and it'll already be well on its way to you by the time this video goes up, since I'm trying to do most of the custom flip throughs on the weekend. Today, when I'm filming it, today is only Wednesday, and it will go in the mail to you tomorrow, Thursday, so this won't be up till Friday at the earliest, so it will be on its way to you, my friend, and I hope you love it. And anybody interested in this journal, ordering one just like this in my custom listing in my shop, this would be the one called Full Size. And if you want to add a tassel, you're going to have to message me, or you can select Deluxe, which would be this size with a little bit more on the inside, plus the tassel comes with it. So I hope that you have a wonderful crafty day, and I will see all of you later.